making yellow split pea sausages in an aromatic tomato sauce. This recipe is inspired by one of the classic Greek recipes called Soutzoukakia Smyrneika, which are actually ground meat sausages. And I'm just making a vegan version of that today because beans and legumes are the most important foods in the longevity diet, and I'm always looking and creating new ways to enjoy them. So let's get started on this dish. The first thing that I'm doing is sauteing up the onion and garlic. We're gonna make the yellow split pea into a puree. So in case you're wondering what fava is, at least in Greek cooking, it's this. It's the yellow split peas, one of humanity's most basic foods. I wanna get my onions in here next. Let me add a tiny bit of salt to this. The garlic goes in next. There's a lot of flavor in these humble yellow split peas. This is going right into the pot together with the onions and garlic. There is a little trick to cooking this very, very simple and ancient food, and that trick is to add your liquid incrementally, because if you pour all the water, or if you're using stock or broth in at once, the yellow split peas won't have enough time to absorb it. And I'm starting actually with warm water, and I want to show you exactly where the water level has to end up. So it hovers right above the surface of the yellow split peas. This is the starch that's rising to the top. Some people skim it. I actually stir it back in because I think it makes the fava even creamier. And this is almost ready for a little bit more liquid. So we want to just make sure to keep the fava covered with a little bit of liquid until they're soft enough to puree. I'm just going to get a little salt in here. These are still pretty tough. I can tell by looking at them just because I have a lot of experience, obviously, cooking fava. You can also chew on it. It's very al dente. A little more water at this point. And keep stirring. You don't want it to scorch on the bottom. And you can also press it against the back of the pot, and you can see that the yellow split peas disintegrate, pretty easily with a spoon. So this is cooked, and this is perfect. It's absolutely ready. And I'm about to puree the fava. You want to do this when it's still hot because it will absorb the olive oil better. A little bit of olive oil and lemon juice go in here in alternating doses. A little lemon juice. That's more for flavor and for bringing out the nuttiness in the yellow split peas. A little bit more olive oil, and we're almost done with this. The fava is perfect, and let me show you how I know that. It's exactly what we're looking for, but it's also quite dense. I'm gonna let this cool now. We want the steam to escape, but I also want to ensure that this doesn't form a film on top, doesn't get kind of crusty. So I just keep it covered with a kitchen towel before we add everything else to make the little fava sausages. Let's reveal the fava. That's exactly what we're looking for. It's nice and cool. Now I'm going to add everything else to this. A little bit of salt, a little pepper next, cumin, paprika. I just want to make sure that all the spices are well blended in here, so I'm stirring this up. Let me get the parsley in next. And I have to add a little flour to this because we're going to be frying them up a little bit to get some color on them before we add them to the sauce. So I will do the flour in increments, and I can see that it's getting denser, which is exactly what we're looking for. And there's a little trick to shaping them. You want to have wet hands. And then just shape these into oblong, quote unquote sausages, and get them straight on to the parchment paper. This is going to go in the fridge to firm up a little bit. Try to get them around the same size. This goes right into the fridge. You know what to do next. I know you do. olive oil, onion, garlic. I'm making the tomato sauce, and after I fry up the little fava sausages, they're going in here to cook all together. The garlic goes in next. I'm gonna get the cumin in here next, and I just love the smell of cumin. It's one of my favorite spices. Ditto on the tomato paste. Okay, I can get the tomatoes in here next. And I'm using just canned chopped plum tomatoes and their juices. And I'm just gonna let this cook for about 10 or 15 minutes until it's thick but still saucy. A little white wine, my coarse Greek sea salt, which I love to use, and a little black pepper. While the sauce is cooking, I'm gonna start my prep for frying up the fava sausages and then get them right in here so everything cooks together. So I'm just gonna heat some olive oil, get that ready for frying up the fava pieces. I want to season up the flour a bit, just a little salt and pepper in that. And what we want to do on this, and these are firmed up, we just want to dredge that in a little bit of flour and shake off the excess. I think the oil is quite hot right now, so I'm going to start to get some of these in here. You don't want to overstuff the frying pan because you don't want the oil temperature to go down to the point where it's not hot enough to form the crust. So you just have to keep an eye on it. Make sure that they have formed a crust. That's exactly what we want, that beautiful golden color. This is really just to get a crust on them so that they hold their shape. I think these are pretty much ready to come off. I can feel them, they're nice and firm, and they've got some nice color on both sides. It's time to get the fava sausages in the sauce. These just need to cook for about 10-15 minutes, just so that all the flavors meld nicely together, the sauce thickens up a little bit more. And I'm going to cover this and simmer them on low heat and then get them ready to serve. Let's see. Ooh. The sauce is ready. It's nice and thick. I am looking very forward to trying this. You want to get a little sauce in here too, of course, because there's a lot of cumin-scented goodness in it. Okay, time for the taste test. The cumin is coming in loud and clear. It's very aromatic. The tomato sauce has that little snarky acidity that we want in a tomato sauce by the yellow split peas in this kind of newfound shape, not as a puree, but as a little sausage. To me, this recipe is absolute testament to the longevity of Greek cooking.